Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. A lot of things to talk about tonight. A very newsworthy show when you look at it. A very good show, too. I'm going to try to do this review the best of my ability. I'm sick right now, and I got a cold, but I am going to do this the best way I can know. But especially into the build for WrestleMania, a lot of things are going on tonight. One thing you gotta point out there, I know they might have said this throughout the entire night, but gotta give it to Salt Lake City, Utah tonight out there. Especially, this is a very good crowd tonight for Monday Night Raw too. Especially due to the recent blizzard storm they had out there. That was a full house out there. It was packed. They fought their way through the storm, and they looked like they enjoyed themselves. Usually, a lot of Raw crowds are just sitting on their hands, quiet, and don't really give a fuck or whatnot. But this crowd was actually excited to be here on Monday Night Raw tonight, despite the big bad, blizzard storm out there. Now, there were some production problems due to the snowstorm also and whatnot, but hey, they fought through the weather and they got there tonight. So, gotta give it to Salt Lake City, Utah for being a very good crowd out there. But we do kick off Monday Night Raw with what happened last week with Edge as he was attacked by Randy Orton or whatnot. Randy Orton came out. He pretty much got massive boos out there, almost nuclear level heat boos out there, really, after what he did to Edge. As he stood in the ring, pretty much kept booing and booing. Honestly, the last time you could really say someone got booed out the build like this on Raw is most likely Roman Reigns, probably because he was over pushed, or the waiter known as Corbin or whatnot. But as he was booed and everything, Orton pretty much kind of stood, put his hands on his head, just had the microphone, and the boos kept coming. Fans chanting, "You suck," several times. And then he stammered to say anything. He says, "Look, and then people kept booing. They kept cutting him off. They said, "You see, the thing is," and, just more boos, and it was boos, and it was boos. But, pretty much they chanting, "You suck," at him then. Next thing you know, Orton pretty much says, he's like, "I can't," and he put the microphone down and says, "I can't do this." So almost like he had remorse for something last week and whatnot. But honestly, great, actually a really good segment out there. Just play it to the crowd, not saying anything, just soaking up the boos, not giving an explanation. It's like, you know what, not gonna do it this week. We'll see what happens next week, and maybe Orton will give an explanation of what happened. But just multiple boos and boos, just nuclear level boos out there at Randy Orton, just booing him almost out of the building and whatnot. So he pretty much came out and walked off then, and just left it after that. But next thing you know, we get on the show though. Liv Morgan going against Lana, mostly a match nobody didn't want to see. Fans chatted Rusev Day during this match. Liv Morgan won with her that flatline springboard like finisher. Looks okay, I'll say that. It's a cool looking finish. But actually, we got the return of Ruby Riot then. Pretty much been gone for over 9 months with I believe was a shoulder surgery, I believe. But Ruby came out, got actually a good reaction. Fans chanted Ruby, looked more tatted up out there by the way. But I knew this was coming a mile away. What happened? She comes out, pretty much looks at Liv Morgan then, because of the Riot Squad and whatnot. Boop! Just turns on her, leaving her on the ground. Lana attacks her after that. So, Ruby Riot's still a heel out there. Listen, anybody can see this coming from a mile away. Almost looks like what happened with last week. Hey, Randy Orton comes out. Hey, you know what? Radar KO. Let's try to do that again. Ruby Riot. Hey, Riot Squad. We were the Riot Squad together. We can do that again. Smiles, looks at you, turns on you. You could see it coming a mile away or whatnot, okay? So I guess now Ruby Riot's going to be helping Lana now. I don't think people want to see this feud anymore in general, but now it continues because Ruby Riot is back or whatnot. Now, I know some people say, they could reform the Riot Squad because they got KFC Sarah Logan out there just jobbing, getting killed by Charlotte most of the time. So, or whatnot, but obviously we're probably just gonna see Liv Morgan and Lana face each other. Well, I know Lana's involved, but Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riot in this. So Ruby looked like she may be helping Lana, but it's cool to see Ruby Riot back though in general though. So hopefully something does good come from her, but you saw this heel turn coming a mile away. You could see it coming a mile away, just like last week with Edge or any other face. You expect someone to come, they come back, it's your friend, but hey, boop, they end up turning on you and heel turn, okay? So, there you go. Next thing you know, we have Mojo Rawley 24/7 champion with Riddick Moss. But next thing you know, Drew McIntyre comes out. Got a very big reaction coming out there. Pretty much thanking all the fans that fought through this blizzard to be here tonight. And pretty much warned Mojo Rawley, like, listen, I'm going to get to you in a second. And when I put this microphone down, it's going to take me 3 seconds to Claymore kick your head off, okay? But next, you know, he went on to talk about Lesnar after he attacked him from behind last week. You know, that he's apprehensive of the sexy Scotsman, he called himself. And, you know, he's got the secret weapon just like at the Royal Rumble. He's going to do another Claymore kick on him. Fans chanted Drew several times as he pretty much went on to say, like, listen, at WrestleMania, I'm going to kick that oversized head off of yours, and I'm going to become the new WWE champion. Very good promo from McIntyre. Pretty much at least getting the fans to, you know, be on his side. So it is working, and fans are being more receptive and, you know, cheering. You know, he's going to get to Lesnar at WrestleMania. He won the Royal Rumble, so that was good. And pretty much as he promised, he put the microphone down. Boom! Didn't even need to take off his jacket. Kicks Mojo Rawley's head right off there. What is the point of having Riddick Moss out there? He has no help. So yeah, boom! Good promo from McIntyre. Just kicks off Mojo's head, and you know, pretty much talking about his match with Lesnar. So, pretty good segment from him right there, whatnot. So, at least, like I said, the fans are more cheered more. So, that's 2 weeks in a row for Drew. Let's see if he can keep this going. They interviewed Seth then, or I should say Buddy Murphy, AOP, and them getting ready for this 6-man tag. And Seth pretty much say he's going to be in a triple threat tonight. Say he's going to become the, beat Brock Lesnar at Super Showdown, or I should say Blood Money 5, since that is coming up. It's going to be a triple threat, and I guess he needs an opponent for the title and whatnot, but he said he's going to beat Lesnar again. And he said that Drew may be facing the Monday Night Messiah at WrestleMania. But it became Kevin Owens and War Machine going against Buddy Murphy and AOP. As the match went on, though, Hanson ended up doing a crossbody. He was going for one of AOP members, but ended up landing on the the LED board, breaking it, hurting himself, and his roll was thrown from the other side. Seth ended up hitting a curb stomp on him, throwing him back into the ring as Roll was eliminated there, and they had to have help Hanson out due to injury. So Kevin Owens was out on his own. No Samoa Joe. He was hurt also. I don't know how legit his injury is, but he really did land hard last week on the ground, though. But as he Kevin Owens was on his own, he had to fight on his own against AOP. And Buddy, of course, Seth was out there to help, of course. But Kevin Owens had fought valiantly through all of them. He ended up eliminating Buddy Murphy first with a sit-down pop-up powerbomb, doing a stunner on Akam, and then it was him and Razar left. Fans started to chant Kevin Owens did. And as he was taking him down with multiple super kicks, a cannonball, even a swanton and whatnot, he was going to go for a stunner and everything. But, of course, Seth gets involved. And pretty much that gave Razor the upper hand to clothesline him, get a couple of blows on him, and hit him with a spy buster for the win as Seth and company celebrate at the top of the stage. Kevin Owens got a standing ovation then as fans chanted KO and whatnot. So the point was Kevin Owens showed heart going against Seth and his entire crew. Even by himself, he pretty much almost fought through the odds. I thought he was going to beat all three of these guys and whatnot, but I'm sure some people said, well, it looks like these guys can have one on their own. They always need Seth for help and whatnot, but Seth for help and everything, but excuse me. But I guess they still want Kevin Owens still have to fight him on his own. Look, I'm losing my track of words right here, but like I said, Seth, they can't win without Seth, but or whatnot. But Kevin Owens still kind of fought through the odds. So the point was him showing a lot of heart out there, but a very good match in general, which the crowd really liked a lot too. So Kevin Owens was really over here. They then went to Ricochet, the superhero. He's in that triple threat also. Talking about he doesn't have the muscles or the strength like Lashley or the crew like gang like Seth Rollins, but this means a lot to him tonight. Aleister Black kills Eric Young, Black Mass. Match went on about a minute. Next thing you know, he cuts this promo or whatnot, talking about when he was young, that when people told you grow up and you could be anything you wanted to be. But some people tell you the opposite of this system and whatnot, and say it's not real. He says that people should choose what they want to be. Next thing you know, the lights go kind of dim, by the way. I should have mentioned also that the lights would dim during the Ruby Riot segment also, because like I said, it's a lot of production, but this was actually something that meant to happen here. And he talked about the locker room. He's going to knock down the doors and everything he's going to do now. And like any light that seeps through or what, he's going to engulf a shadow of black mass to the entire Raw locker room, because he told everybody they could be anything they wanted to be. So I have no idea where Aleister Black is going with this promo. I don't know who his next opponent will be, or is he going to just keep kicking off jobbers heads and enhancement talent heads throughout the next few weeks until he gets somebody for him. Some people I keep hearing it's going to be AJ Styles. That depends on his injury or whatnot. Some people say it could be Seth again. Some people think it's going to be The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I have no idea what Aleister Black is doing right now, or what's going to happen for him. All I know, he's just kicking folks' heads off every weekend, almost either a few seconds or a minute. And I think Eric Young was bleeding from the mouth, I believe, a little, if I saw from that point. But I have no idea where Aleister Black is going. Okay, Goldberg will be on SmackDown this Friday. I guess they need something after that happened with the dog food fiasco. But hey, they still drew a high rating, though, I think, for SmackDown. Humberto Carrillo came out. I don't know who he's about to face, but next thing you know, Garza Jr., the former NXT, former Cruiserweight champion, or how I like to call him right now, Almas's replacement, since Almas is suspended for the next 30 days, which now that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because what was the point of him doing that match? I know it was to write him off TV and everything after that match, you know, him getting DDT'd or whatnot, but what was it, hours later after Raw, he ended up getting suspended then for failing the wellness test. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he took. I just know he'll be gone for the next month. So I guess Garza is now the replacement for Almas, which he is Humberto's cousin, as Zelina Vega put out. And that, you know, she has found someone and everything to take down Humberto. After what he did to Almas and everything last week, she pretty much started chanting, what? She was telling the fans, I guess, to shut up, or in Spanish, caliente. I hope I said that word right, but pretty much telling the fans to be quiet. And that Garza is a former champion from NXT. He's the hottest Latino prospect right now. And he's Humberto's cousin. And Garza pretty much said that on the microphone that, listen, cousin, I know you're in shock right now, but I'm the leader of this family. And that you are a disgrace. And Carrillo pretty much took the microphone from him, pretty much yelling at him in Spanish. Vega slapped him. Garza ended up pretty much attacking Humberto, hitting the wing clipper on him, and then doing another hammerlock DDT on the exposed, floor mat after they lifted it up, which like we've seen for several weeks now. Rey Mysterio then came out for the save, and pretty much people chanted 619. Listen, Humberto's not over. Nobody cares. Let's get that out the way. Number 2, Garza is basically Almas's replacement until Almas comes back in the next month. I don't think any of these two are over, because I don't think either A, nobody doesn't know who these guys are or whatnot, and they were not over. That's why they get the what chance and everything. So nobody doesn't really know who these guys are. Okay, that's probably why they got a lot of what chants until Rey Mysterio came out. That's when the crowd popped. They started chanting 619. All right, listen, I know people like, well, how much they like him, but Humberto's good in the ring, but he's not over, okay? And Garza, he just got there, so nobody doesn't really know who he is right now unless you follow NXT like that. So I guess we will see Garza for the next month with Vega, which, I still think he didn't really have a lot of time with that Cruiserweight title when he was on NXT, and then he was like in this face heel thing going on, but I guess they wanted to bring him up to Raw now, and he's Humberto's cousin, so it makes a little bit of sense, but right now, I'm calling him Almas's replacement until Almas comes back. Rey ended up going against Garza, though. Rey hit a Canadian Destroyer and go for a 619. Vega pulls him out. He doesn't jump to the outside of the ring. Vega pretty much starts yelling at Rey. Rey got distracted. He got super kicked, and then he got DDT to the exposed floor. disqualification. I guess they didn't want Garza losing his first match on Monday Night Raw, so we'll probably see another match from this next week. Not a bad match, though, between him and Garza, so it was pretty good and everything with him and Ray. But, hey, Ray's always in a feud with someone, something to do with either Almas or Vega, so I guess since Almas is not here, he's got to help Humberto again, or maybe it'll be Humberto versus Garza next week. I don't know, but I just don't think people are just not really caring about Humberto. Even when he got beat up, they still did not care about him, okay? So there you go. Next we had Charlotte come out then. Who's gonna be a lot to say about this segment. She came out, talking about who she's gonna challenge at WrestleMania. She says, listen, she's held the Raw Women's title several times. She's beaten Becky several times. She's held the SmackDown Women's belt several times. She's beaten Bayley several times. So, what does she do now, huh? Fair share to NXT. She says she's got love for NXT. NXT's got love back for her. She's been a 10-time champion, but she still wants more gold. Next thing you know, Rhea Ripley comes out there, the NXT Women's Champion. And, pretty much as a matter of fact, yes, you have faced them and everything. You've beaten Becky and Bayley already. You know, you're looking for a challenge or whatnot. But, you know, you want to know you haven't beaten and everything? Listen, I've beaten you, as Ripley says. So, if you look for a challenge for the title, then, come on. Now, there's a lot to say about this segment. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad. Now, I know this was rumored over the weekend or whatnot between this whole, you know, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley thing going on, okay? But here's the thing. Number one, you're doing this too early. Because basically, if this match is really happening at WrestleMania, which it looks like it's most likely going to happen at WrestleMania between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, number one, this already tells you Bianca Belair is not winning at the next NXT TakeOver, okay? This basically just gave away the match even more and became very predictable. Now, I knew Bianca wasn't really going to win the title at, you know, TakeOver Portland, but this just gives it away even more, okay? So if Charlotte's really going to be facing, and by the way, Charlotte will be on NXT this week also, but since she's going to be really facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, or whatnot, this basically just gave away the TakeOver Portland match, alright? This basically gave it away. She's gonna beat Bianca at TakeOver, so it's almost like, it's one of those things like, what's the point of watching the match if you know who's gonna win? Now, they could have waited at least 2-3 weeks till after TakeOver, then bring Rhea Ripley out, you know, to do this whole Charlotte thing, or Charlotte challenges her and whatnot. That would have made a little bit more sense. But right now, Bianca's just basically gonna lose now, okay? That basically just gave you. They basically just spoiled that match for you at NXT TakeOver Portland. It's already done. Bianca's losing. Ripley's gonna win. I know, and they got a face-off this Wednesday too, right? They had a face-off on NXT, so I know that's gonna happen. But now you got Charlotte on the show, so expect some triple thing going on and whatnot with Ripley and everything. So we all know that's gonna happen. But listen. Do I want to see this match? I'm sure everybody wants to see this match, okay? I'm sure it's going to be a great match at WrestleMania. Do I think Ripley's going to beat Charlotte? I don't know. It could go either way. Knowing this company, Charlotte could win for all I know. But I feel like, especially with 2 months away from WrestleMania, they basically gave this thing away early as hell. Like, very, very early. I would have waited till after TakeOver, then start this feud. But then again, I kind of look at it like this. Now, listen, this is a positive, of course. A, you don't have to see Charlotte versus Becky for the 1,000th time, or Bayley again for another 1,000th time. But at the same time, I kind of thought to myself, isn't this, I know NXT is really hot right now. People love NXT, it's great and all. But isn't this title beneath Charlotte at this point? Like, the NXT Women's title is beneath her, because what? And my friend Steven told me this tonight, too. Charlotte was like the second NXT Women's Champion down there, so you know, it's just to put another belt on Charlotte, just, you know, give her more title reigns, because, you know, hey, she'll be 16, 20-time champion soon. She's already at 10, okay? So she's got to beat Rick's record and whatnot. But I kind of sat there thinking to myself, this belt is beneath this girl. So what is the point of her facing for this title? Like I said, I know a lot of these people down there at NXT are not technically D-League guys or whatnot, but at the end of the day, isn't NXT the developmental brand when you look at it? Now, I know a lot of people on the roster aren't, I wouldn't call them developmental exactly, but a lot of people still on that roster are developmental or whatnot. So wouldn't she be going for the developmental title at WrestleMania? And I'm sure it'll be cool because the NXT Women's title will be on WrestleMania, of course. But I just kind of sat there and wondered to myself, this title is beneath this girl. So what is the point of her even going for this title? It's only because she's beaten Becky and Bayley for over 1,000 times now. What's the point of going against them? And I'm sure we don't need to see the double gold title match going again on that show. Now, I know some people are going to say this before. To avoid all this, Charlotte didn't ever need to win the Royal Rumble did. Which, people made a good point about that too. Yeah, sure. But in one day, Baszler was probably going to win, which probably would have been the only logical choice of Baszler winning. Because, let's be honest here, who else was going to win that Women's Royal Rumble? Okay? I knew Charlotte was going to win that 3-4 weeks ago. So, that was predictable as ever to me. But, now it's a bit of a confusing state right now. At the same time, I want to see this match, but at the same time, you started too early. You could have waited till after the TakeOver match. Bianca's basically about to lose, and I still think it's a little weird that Charlotte's going for the, like I said, developmental title when you would look at it away. That's beneath her. So it's a lot of things that are good and bad that doesn't make sense to this right now. But this basically gave away the NXT TakeOver Portland match. That's my opinion of it. So, take how you want to take from that and everything, but a lot of it just doesn't make sense to me in a way. But the fans, they want to see it. We're hyped into it tonight. They chanted NXT, so we'll see what happens from that. They interviewed Lashley, talking about this whole triple threat thing. Say he's going to go to Super Showdown and beat Brock Lesnar for the title, and then go to WrestleMania as champion. Asuka went against Natalya. I'm sure every time when people see Natalya on TV, they probably go to the bathroom and do not care about this woman one way or another. The match was okay. The crowd seemed a little bit into it, but come on, Asuka was going to win. But and everything, because Natalya hit the sharpshooter, but of course, Kairi Sane got involved. Asuka ended up hitting the Asuka lock, for the distraction finish and whatnot. So she hit the Asuka lock on her, and won the match. But then next thing you know, she got the microphone. She wanted Becky out here. She wanted a rematch for the women's title. Becky comes out there all black, wearing the sunglasses, which, if you ever see the meme on Twitter or whatnot, when somebody says something cool and they put the thug life thing and they got the sunglasses with like the bit pixels things on the bottom of it, and they usually got like a cigarette in their mouth. That's basically what Becky was wearing out there, was those sunglasses when they say like thug life, which I thought was funny when she came out with them. It was still kind of corny in a way. Like, it looked cool, but it didn't look cool at the same time. And Becky pretty much questioned Asuka, like, listen, I've already beaten you. You ducked from me from over a year or whatnot, and now you want to fight me again? Listen, give me superpowers, okay? I beat you already. So now I got superpowers now, listen. So why would I put my title on the line just close to WrestleMania and whatnot and everything? So you know what? I'm going to kick your ass again, basically. Okay? So we'll do it again. Kairi tried to attack her from behind, but Becky ended up throwing her out then. After that, and pretty much, listen, I saw it coming, alright? Listen, beat you, it's giving me superpowers, alright? I got eyes in the back of my head. Gotcha? That so I can see anything. And the next thing you know, she kind of kicked Kairi away a little while she was on the ground. So that was pretty much the end of that. So next week it will be. By the way, that title match is on the line next week. Could we see Rousey next week? I have no idea, because I'm sure a lot of people pointed towards that. And it could be Becky versus Rousey for the title at WrestleMania, but I don't know. But it's a little bit odd too, because Asuka did lose clean to Becky at the Royal Rumble, so I'm actually kind of surprised to see this match again in general. But we are going to see this match again because, okay? But I'm sure it'll be a great match, but I really do see excuse me. But I do see could Rousey be back next week? Possibly. But Asuka versus Becky next week. We're going to see it again. I guess Becky, of course, got to be cocky again out there. So we'll see what happens next week. But, of course, I'm sure Becky's going to retain against Asuka for the title. But, yeah, it wasn't a bad promo, though, or whatnot. We did get to the main event, though. Seth Rollins came out then, pretty much talking about all good things come to the right side of history. And that, he thanked the fans and everything. You all booed at me and whatnot. But listen, I have dethroned Brock Lesnar before and took the title away from him 2 times. He will do it again. And, it's a different response I'm getting from you guys nowadays, because I promised I'd go to WrestleMania, as he said, and beat Brock Lesnar, and that's exactly what he did. He defended the title all around the world, and he expected a hero's welcome, but you all crucified me and whatnot. So I don't hate you guys for that. I don't. I thank you and everything, because all the fans, would say he's the man and whatnot, and they proud become being and everything. He says, now I'm going to dethrone Brock Lesnar again. I'm going to do this for the greater good. I'm going to save this industry, and I'm going to beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, he says. So, a good promo from him, Seth, and pretty much there's a triple threat match went on then. We pretty much got, of course, AOP and Buddy coming out there attacking Ricochet and Lashley. Kevin Owens then came out then, pretty much throwing Buddy to the side of the stage. Rowe came out with a steel chairs. Him and Kevin Owens had steel chairs taking out AOP. Pretty much going into the commercial then after that. Whereas we kind of got to the final part of this match. Pretty much we had a big Tower of Doom spot, which Lashley had a back body drop. And, I think it was Ricochet doing a superplex on Seth. Basically, Lashley landed to the ground first, but, then next thing it was kind of stalled for a second. I don't know if Ricochet was talking to Lashley or whatnot, but he ended up hitting a kick on Lashley and then a 630 for the win. Next thing you know, Brock Lesnar immediately comes out. I don't think anybody knew Brock Lesnar was going to be there tonight, but comes out, F5s Ricochet, and takes him out from there or whatnot. Now, I will say this about this match. Do I really want to see Ricochet versus, Brock Lesnar at the Saudi Arabia show, or Blood Money 5 Super Showdown, whatever you want to call this thing? Not really. Honestly, I didn't even think Ricochet was going to win this match. I didn't see Seth winning because he's a heel right now. We've already seen him face Brock. I actually thought Bobby Lashley was the most logical choice in this, because at least it would have looked legit in a match that people wanted to see. Do I really think anybody wants to see Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar? Not really, to be honest, after that, getting kicked by the nuts and all that. No, but I guess they're going to play up the story because, Ricochet did kick Brock back in the nuts at the Royal Rumble and whatnot. But I can tell you how this match is, how exactly it's going to go. It's going to be Brock. He's going to be kicking the living crap out of Ricochet several times. Ricochet will get a comeback. Maybe hit his finisher, maybe 2-3 times in a row or whatnot. Get the 2 count. Try to go for the finish again. Brock will probably catch Ricochet, F5s him, and it's over, okay? I see that match maybe going 5-6 minutes if lucky or whatnot. 10 minutes on a good day. But come on. I'd rather see Bobby Lashley versus Brock. That was the money match. Honestly, that's a match people have been wanting to see for a long time now and whatnot. Ever since Bobby Lashley even came back to this company in general. Even though I feel like it's a little one of those too little, too late, especially how they booked Lashley in the past couple years and whatnot. They should have did it right off the get-go, or at least probably at WrestleMania. That is the match people wanted to see. Okay? Like, that is the match people wanted to see. But, no, let's go with Ricochet, though. I don't think this was the right choice. I actually don't believe that. All right? I like Ricochet, but right now, does anybody really have any type of chance of Ricochet beating Brock Lesnar? Because we already know it's not going to happen, okay? We all know it's going to be Drew versus Brock. This is just a way just to give it some stall time till, WrestleMania. But even I'm going with the Blood Money show, hey, at least Brock versus Lashley was an interesting match. And hey, now this sounds like an interesting match. This could go either way. That would be a badass match. 2 giants, legit guys, too, with both MMA backgrounds beating the crap out of each other. That'd be the match to see, okay? I don't want to see Ricochet versus Brock. I don't. I really don't. And whatnot. Because I would say, Lashley's got to win this match. At least this would look good. And this actually has some good build. I know Heyman's going to put it over, but this would have had some good build if you minus a lot of part out with Lashley and Brock. It would look really good. But, yeah, I've said this whole about Bobby Lashley in the past couple years. Yeah, I can go on the whole thing about how he was booked way better in TNA, and I'm sure someone's going to say, oh, well, that was TNA. That's not saying much. Hey, he was the fucking man down there in TNA. He was a great world champion, and he had more confidence on the microphone. I said, that's the Bobby Lashley I wanted to see. That's the Bobby Lashley that should be going against Brock Lesnar right now, but they're not going to book Lashley like they did in TNA when he was a dominant force, kicking the shit out of everybody as a world champion and whatnot, especially against Brock Lesnar. That'd be the great feud. That'd be the perfect feud to go against. But right now, obviously they still got Lashley still stuck part of this whole lot of crap. We haven't seen Rusev versus him from a minute, so I don't know what's going on with that right now. But Lashley versus Lesnar would have been the way better outcome choice for the Super Showdown Blood Money show. Okay. At least that would have given me a chance, like, hey, that'd be a good-ass match. This be two giants kicking the shit out of each other. Like I'm not going to repeat myself, but at least two legit fight backgrounds and whatnot. And we actually would see a really good wrestling match from here. But, nope. We got to see Lesnar versus Ricochet. So, I've already told you what the outcome is going to be from that match. So, I'm sure you all know who is going to win from that, really. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think it was that a really good outcome for me. But overall, I thought Raw was really good tonight, though. To be honest, you don't really get to say that once in a long time, but you don't really get to say that any time of the day or throughout the week or in a while now. That was a good episode of Monday Night Raw, but this one was actually not that bad. So hey, it's better than what's going on SmackDown right now. I'll tell you this. Raw's becoming slightly more better than SmackDown nowadays. Come on, you had dog food on SmackDown and whatnot. So, hey, Vince, Heyman, I'll give them one thing. They're doing a pretty good job for what they did tonight. Salt Lake City, Utah, very great crowd tonight. Very hyped even through the blizzard storm. They got out their way to be there at the full house and made this show very interesting to watch. But, I will say one thing that was funny, though. I kept looking at the crowd. This one guy, was reaching for something there, but I saw this one dude kept trying to show off his LIJ gear and whatnot, his jacket and shirt or whatnot. I kept seeing that in the crowd. This one dude just kept wearing the LIJ stuff, so I thought it was pretty funny. Whatever, I marked out for that, but I thought it was funny in the crowd though. But overall though, like I said, good Monday Night Raw. But other than that, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this show tonight for Monday Night Raw. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Check out any other review that is up right now. Check out my New Beginning in Sapporo review for New Japan over the weekend. So that was a pretty good show from that also. But like I said, very newsworthy Raw. A lot of stuff built into WrestleMania. Couple of NXT somewhat, I should say NXT debuts on the main roster or return, or maybe a return. Was it a return tonight on Raw tonight? Oh, yeah, Ruby Riot returned. What am I talking about? Ruby Riot returned and whatnot. So, a lot of things were going on Monday Night Raw tonight, but they still got to build into Blood Money 5, but I still think it was the wrong choice of Ricochet going against Lesnar. I'd rather see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. But other than that, I am out of here. I hope you enjoyed this review. I did this even while sick, so it's been a little bit tough to talk tonight and everything, but hey, I still got a runny nose. I'm going to drink some tea. I am out of here. I'll see you guys later. Happy Black History Month. It's Black History Month, I would say every day than just having a month. But I'm not going to get into today right now because I'm sure, like me and some other people say, Black History Month is almost every day. But, hey, it is this month, though. But other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out.